Welcome, everybody. Namaste. Welcome to 11:11 on Wednesdays with Deb Sheppard. If you are new, let us know. If you're a follower, let us know. And tell us where you're from, because we like to do this on every Wednesday, Rocky Mountain time at 11:11. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the animal kingdom and animal totems. And then we're going to do some readings. Behind the scene here is Dana. A lot of you have talked to her, seen her. She's on my Spirited Straight Talk.
Hello.
She's here with us. So when she's going to cue me for certain things, like when it's ready to do readings or shout outs, things like that. But first of all, let us know where you're from. And we are doing Instagram and Facebook. Are we doing any other platforms?
YouTube and Twitter.
Okay, we're on
everything.
I have a split personality right now. I'm so excited about that. Welcome to the world of technology. So if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, please reach out and message us about yourself or where you are. And then I will talk about animal totems, which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
We just did a podcast on Monday that was launched regarding animal totems. So you'll have to go back and listen to that for sure.
And the podcast is Spirited Straight Talk.
Yes, absolutely. So we're excited about being here again. Dana has been on this great learning curve, learning to use all these technologies, all these platforms to be able to reach out to more of our listeners, which we're really excited about.
So forgive me for anything going on.
And if you're familiar with astrology, Mercury is in retrograde and it's heavy duty right now. So there will be sometimes electronic issues. Our last 11:11, we talked about this. So if you don't know about it, go back to my previous podcast, my 11, podcast. That's
Your
what
live.
this is, my live, about Mercury in retrograde. This year it happens 4 times. There's concerns about communication, maybe there's delays, things like that. So if you've had any of those experiences, just know that nothing's wrong with you. It's just what's going on in the universe.
Couple of shout outs real
Yay.
fast. We have Jessica from Cheyenne. She says, hello, D&D.
Hi. Yeah, double D's, right?
Hi, Prairie, Alberta. Brenda, she says, hi.
Hi. Is that Alberta, Canada?
I would assume.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Great.
Rochelle from Colorful Colorado.
Yes.
She says she's glad to be catching you live.
Yay.
Lisa Richard. She's a new follower. Oh, wait. New to the Facebook Live, I'm assuming, but a longtime follower.
Thank you.
Now in Arizona.
Wow. Hopefully
Kelly from
cool.
Centennial, good old Centennial, Colorado.
Yeah,
Greetings from Maine, Shelley. Julie Uleberry from Woodland Park.
A lot from Colorado.
Mary from Loveland. Tammy from North Carolina.
Wow.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I love to see that. And then on Instagram, we've got Kim from Parker.
Which is here in Colorado.
Yes.
It's
Brenda from Northern Ontario, Canada. Carrie went to your group last Saturday. Carrie In-Laws is her name on Instagram. So that's cool.
Yeah. Did you get a reading or what did you think?
Ginger Cohen from Arizona. She said she was your driver from Arizona. So I'm not sure, but share with us.
Yeah. So when you were, when we were doing the event down there, probably with James Van Prague.
That would have been in Tucson. I don't know. Gosh, with the pandemic, I feel like we're so.
So let me know in Arizona what time that was. Yeah. Any more shout outs to everyone? And thank you so much. We so appreciate you coming on, taking time in your busy schedules to join us on the Facebook Live and now Instagram and YouTube and
Lydia and Tony knew they're watching from Sacramento this morning.
Sacramento, that's my hood. So I probably have a lot of people there, family there for sure, and lots of friends there from the Sacramento. And Tony, thank you. Tony is a current student in our 1.0 solutions. I just adore. Oh, not that Tony.
No, Tony knew.
Tony knew. Oh, no, I've got 2 Tonys, both
spelled the same.
Yes. And one is in California, and now Tony New is here in Colorado, but both of us were.
So she's watching with her sister.
Yeah. Hi. Yes. Great. Thank you so much. Cool. So today we're going to talk about animals because most of us really love and connect. I mean, we spend so much money on our fur babies and how much we love them. And thank goodness we're changing laws around protection of our animals. But at the same time, a lot of cultures have brought in animals as totems and spiritual guides through different generations. And even some of them did this at the child's birth, where they would bring in a totem to be their protector, or things that this child that they believe would be part of this child's destiny or journey in life. And I love picking animal totems for the classes and animal messages and things like that. As a matter of fact, I have this huge container of animal cards that people pick. One card that's a message, and we have some great stories about those, but you can get them online. They're great for kids that are younger, that really you want to give them some advice, but these are a friendly way to connect with the animal kingdom. I love them. I picked today the platypus, and I love it because everyone can resonate with this, because it says, stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. And I thought this was really appropriate. My son actually did a book report in school, and he fell in love with this beautiful creature. But look around you, and messages are around. So if you're wanting to hear from a loved one, if you're wanting to connect with your spirit guides, if you're wanting to get messages from the universe, source, whatever you want to call it, animals are a great way to sneak into your life. And if you have where they keep showing up, Google it and see what the meaning of that animal is, the spiritual meaning. Some people have collected their favorite animal over the years, and they're from all walks of life. And so if that is something you've collected, most likely it will be a totem animal for you. These animals are messengers for you in ways that are much more, I'm going to use the word user-friendly, because we're not afraid of animals. Even if there are snakes or spiders, they have great meaning to them. And we talk about this in the podcast. So if you're having dreams, or you're, wondering why the snake showed up in your front door or anything like that, just be able to know that these all are messages for you. The podcast goes into much more length about how to look for them, how the messages are, and to know maybe to figure out what your totem is, which is really fun. And I know mine has been hawk for a very long time, but it's also during the progression in life, I've had others show up. A couple of years ago, it was the giraffe. And who doesn't love the giraffe, right? And so there was great messages in those, but there's times where we need to pay attention to things other than what's really comfortable. So you may have other animals, even bugs, that will show up to give you that, hey, wait a minute, let me tap you on the shoulder. Pay attention to this message, because you know what? If you don't, something it may happen, or you need to be prepared. And it's not to give you fear. I've always said that when there is a prediction or a message for you, it's like knowing that there's going to be a snow blizzard the next day. So make sure you give yourself enough time. Prepare your car. Make sure it has a full tank of gas. Do you have extra layers of clothes? It's just really about preparing so that your situation as you move forward doesn't feel so unexpected and unprepared. So these animal messages are great. And who doesn't love our fur babies, right? Ours are kind of spoiled rotten. And we talk in the podcast about a couple of our animals and how we're like them. So we hope that you take an opportunity to go back to listen to the podcast for sure.
So a couple questions.
Yes.
Which power animals, I still think, they're fascinating.
They are.
So the first question, which you brought up right away, was, does this include bugs?
Yes.
So
grasshoppers, butterflies, dragonflies, spiders. What's
the top one, do you think, the top bug that people always ask you about?
Butterflies. Yeah. Dragonflies. Those are the two, because they're flying. They're like little angels, bug angels, ladybugs. But we do have a dear friend that her totem is a tarantula, believe it or not. So we talk about that in the podcast as well. So they can be anything. So if you see a praying mantis, those are really cool messengers, and they don't happen very often, but when they do show up, they're great messages for everyone to listen and pay attention to.
Dawn down in New Mexico says, can you show a close-up of the card box?
This is by Stephen Farmer, and I think he has crossed over. I'm not sure. Here and here. We have more than one device to show, but there are so many of them out there There are fairy cards. There are other different kinds of cards regarding animals. This is just one I happen to find. It's in a box. But when I use them for class, I dump several boxes into one container because people like to have choices. And really the message are just kind of Google this. What does it mean to you? Is it a quick message? Is it something you've been stressed about? So this animal shows up.
Tracy on Instagram said she thinks hers is a dove. That's a great.
It is a great. It's all about being the peacemaker. And if
So
you
let
think
us know
about
if that resonates,
yeah,
for you.
The peacemaker. If you think about the dove as the peacemaker, they I think they mate for life. So you want to look at those things too. How do they mate? How do they take care of their babies? Does mom go out and get the food and dad sits and takes care of them? What is the idea? Is the mom just there and the dad takes off? Is it, like for ducks, they mate for life, and so do geese. So you have to look at those two as well as, are you looking for a partner in life? What is your partnership? Is your partnership with you? Are you not being a partner to yourself? So the messages don't have to be so literal. Mm-hmm. You do want to go in and see what else is under the radar too that might fit.
So Jessica says, this is crazy that this is your topic. I'm shocked. I work for an OBGYN surgeon who was out yesterday due to her dog being super sick. He's in his last days and not doing well. She's having a hard time. It's a hard shift for her, wondering how I can comfort and help her.
Our fur babies, and if she's an OBGYN, we understand, life and babies. But our fur babies give us so much unconditional love, these dogs. And so dogs, we feel so, grateful for having them in our lives. I would do something to help her through this by even getting a photo of this dog with her in it, and maybe as a gift. But one of my favorite books that I recommend is called The Art of Racing in the Rain. There is a movie, but I like the book better, and it's not a very long book. You will cry, so this book might be a gift to her. And then also letting her know that, they still continue with this. I connect with animals all the time, from snakes to bears to cattle to whatever. So animals, their souls are so important, and they do continue on. I'm trying to speak because I'm ready to cough, so it's a little bit back and forth.
I'm sure that's a loved one coming through already.
That happens. So sorry about that. That's trying to get my voice out. But yes, I think if you can find out if there's a photo of this dog for her, this book, there are cards out there, and just let her talk about the dog. Ask her questions like, what are some of her favorite things? How did she, adopt this fur baby? And what are some of the great memories? So like anyone, we want to talk about our loved one and feel safe. The biggest thing I always say is, don't give advice like, well, you can get another dog, or, it was its time, or it was too sick. Don't ever give those answers to anybody. What you really want to say is, talk to me about what you loved about this fur baby.
Yeah. Lots of questions.
Good.
Everybody loves this topic.
I know. Who doesn't love animals?
I know. What do crows mean? I have them in my yard every morning. Somebody else would like to, they see hummingbirds.
Okay.
Praying mantises twice last week.
Wow. So I can't remember praying mantis, so I'll have to look that up.
Somebody has a snake on their doorstep.
A snake on their doorstep. So what was the first one?
So the first one was
crows.
Mm-hmm.
So crows are actually very magical. So people get really scared of those crows, but they do come together. They're about family. They're very
They chase away prey animals like hawks.
Yeah, they chase me away. So they are, but we don't know enough of them because they're not attractive looking, and they're not this. Their caw is really harsh, and they talk back and forth. But crows, from my understanding, from my memory, is that they're all magical. So it might be a time to really bring out your magic. And I'm not talking magic tricks, but a lot of times we have these abilities and talents and gifts in us that we hold or do not share with others. So it's probably telling you, hey, show up who you really are. Start doing some of the things that make people have joy, or bringing that joy in your life. Hummingbirds, believe it or not, they're the only bird that can fly forward and backwards and up and down, which is really cool. So it's all that movement. They can really move very, very well. They are very territorial. So it's also about boundaries. The other thing about the hummingbird is they're supposed to bring joy. And that is true. But when you really watch hummingbirds, there's always a little battle going on. So in my interpretation at this very moment would be, are your boundaries there? Are you using your voice? Is someone crossing your boundaries? Or are you crossing somebody else? Are you listening, or are other people not listening to you? So those are just a few of the examples of what you want to think about with these hummingbirds, which is just the season for them too.
Mm-hmm.
And the praying mantis, I can't remember offhand, but they are very magical. So if you look it up and then share, that would be great.
Another question. Mackenzie is asking, do our animals that have crossed over become one of our guides? And do they go to the same place? That's another question.
So. Yeah, they do. Whenever I do readings, they're all there. And, I get from their hamsters to their pet duck to their horses, any kind of animal that they've had can come through. So their souls do continue. I don't believe that there actually are guides, but they can guide us. So they may bring in another animal like them, or have you, they may be reminders at certain times, so they can certainly give you that kind of guidance. I believe that the animals that are in the land, in this vibration are really here as messengers, and those animals that have crossed over, I have no doubt could probably send you messages from other animals as well. I look at golden retrievers sometimes because I had a beautiful golden that lived 19 years. It was amazing. And I will see other ones that look like him because they still have these different, colors and facial features. And it just takes me right back. And he was just a loving, humble, sweet guy.
Yeah. Reading messages.
I know. I
have a lot going on here. So I know people probably would like readings. Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk about animals anymore?
Unless anyone has any questions, but pay attention. Everyone loves the animals. We're here to save the animals, save the planet. If, bees are considered our lifeline, and bees are very close to my heart. My name means bee, symbolizes bee. But if we don't take care of them, we will not have food. So this is the importance of taking care of our animal kingdom, which includes our bugs, that includes the forest and the oceans and all those things. Without them, we would not have a very pretty planet, or we would not be here. So we want to really take care of those beautiful spirits that are amongst us.
Snake in the door walkway. What do snakes mean?
Rebirth, new beginnings, healing, shedding your skin. It is about what are you looking at, being close to the ground. It's also about healing, because the snake is a symbol in the medical community as well.
Yes. Okay. So really quick, lots of people on that would like readings.
Correct.
And would you like to explain a little bit how
Sure.
this works? And then I'll just let everyone know that we randomly choose
Not
who receives.
Dana does.
Elizabeth and I randomly choose who receives a reading. And I'm going to have you email Elizabeth at Deb Sheppard when I call out your name.
Okay.
But Deb, go ahead.
Okay. So Elizabeth is also another person that has to handle me because I have a lot of work. So it's another person.
You have a team.
I have a team. So I am very blessed that I get to use all my clairs. So it means I get to hear, see, taste, smell, and primarily is my body. So I'm an empathic energy. And a lot of people are like that. So we feel things. Over the years, I've developed a language, as well as just they take things from my own experiences and I combine those things. So normally it's not, hey, this is Uncle Jerry and it's not like that. It's taking a lot of information. It does come through fast, and I try to deliver as much information as I can in a very short period of time, because we want a lot of people to be able to
receive
messages. If you can't validate, that's okay. Write it down. A lot of times later on, it will make sense to people, but it is a lot of metaphors. One of the things I call it is psychic charades, because I'm getting information and you get to figure out what they're saying to you. I'm usually pretty accurate on these things. But again, it's how the messages are coming through. I do want you to tell me who you want to connect with and how they are connected. And we just do this in this type of venue because of the amount of time I have. So we want to know, is it your brother Joe, or is it your grandmother, Betty, those kind of things. If it's a child or someone in that generation, so someone younger, in that generation, like nephew, niece, things like that, I like to know their age. It helps me get to it quicker because there's a lot of little energies around me, and I want to be able to get right direct to you as quickly as possible. And maybe we'll hope to bring someone on as well. If you get a reading and you can validate any of the messages, it'd be great if you can post that. Dana gets this stuff that comes through, and Elizabeth, it comes through really quick. So these are just, again, very random or unrandom ways of being chosen.
Yeah. So we will try to choose from Instagram, Facebook, if you're on YouTube, Twitter, we will try to choose a couple of people. Deb will fix your hair if you want to come on live with her, because she will do a couple of readings live where we bring you on with her onto the stream. So if you would like that as well, just be prepared. We did pick the first one that we're going to bring on live with you. Her name is Angela Rouse.
Okay.
Angela, please send a quick email to Elizabeth@debsheppard.com. So Angela, and
who does she want to hear from?
I believe, actually, go ahead and type that in, Angela. Type in first name.
Angela's anxious. Breathe, Angela. Breathe.
First name of your loved one and
their
connection to you, and what age they are or were when they passed, if they were the children's generation. And on Instagram, if you can enter that information in too, we'd appreciate it.
I have a lot of things going on in my head, but you look a lot busier than I am.
I am definitely busy right now.
She has the totem right now of the octopus, where all these arms are going in all these directions.
So in the meantime, we're going to do some readings for people that are on.
Okay.
As of right now, Denise Hill would love to hear from her daughter, Amanda, who is 24.
Okay. I'm so sorry, Denise. First of all, I don't feel like this has been a really long time. I feel like it's under 5 years, maybe even less. My breathing, my chest feels very heavy with her, so maybe something around this area. I also feel like Amanda, she was a person too. I'm getting here like, moving forward, wanting to do things, trying to get on her path. There's also, I keep getting another individual either passed with her, or you're worried that was involved or didn't do something that they should have, or there's some pointing of fingers with this. So if you want to put that question in, please do so. She is okay. I feel like she's there with an older male. Maybe this is your father, Denise, or her fraternal grandfather, but there's an older male with her. And I'm seeing her with, it feels like a cat, a smaller animal, and this cat can be yours, could be her father's. It doesn't have to be Amanda's, but I'm seeing this cat with her too. And she wants you to tell everybody she's okay. I can't tell that she left children behind, but I feel like she wants to tell her siblings or someone that was younger than her, or those people in her life, that she's okay. She's also showing me, and this is a new symbol for me, the Liberty in New York, where she has that big crown. I keep seeing this big crown. I can't tell if this is a symbol for New York, or she was the sunshine, or you sang the song, "You Were the Sunshine of My Life," or something like that, but that's what I'm getting. Sometimes these photos or these pictures I get can have multiple meanings. So I hope that makes sense, but she keeps saying, "I'm okay, Mom, I'm okay." And I think that's what most parents want to go to. Also on my website is a organization called Helping Parents Heal, if that is something of interest as well. It's an organization helping parents that bring in mediums.
Real quick, Angela, you said you sent the email Elizabeth@debsheppard.com. She hasn't gotten it yet, so make sure you get that in there quickly. And then let's go on to Instagram.
Okay.
Carrie in LA, she lost her mom, Mary, and she would like a reading.
Okay.
Her.
I don't mean to be inappropriate, Carrie, but your mom is cracking me up. I feel like this huge smile, whether it's because she's glad to see you or she just brought that into your life. But I feel like Mary died too young. I'm having throat issues, so there's maybe breathing or throat issues with her. Sometimes COVID, I get this symbol, but I also feel like she was this rock star mom. There's a feeling of her being that good person, but at the same time, a lot of fun. And that's the people I like to be around, are the people that bring in that joy and that fun. And my stomach is really bothering me with her. So maybe some stomach issues or something around that. She says, yes, I am haunting you. So I'm getting the fact that you are wondering if the signs you're seeing is your mom. She goes, heck yeah, that's me. So know that these things are true for you. And if you're feeling like you're not sure, your mom is validating that. Your mom is also talking about the shoes or the bucket of shoes or the something about the shoes. So this could be about you or her. That, Dane and I own a lot of shoes, so that could be it. But let me know. And that sense of humor, those are the things that I wouldn't know. But your mom is also saying, she's giving you advice about don't please everybody. Don't worry about everybody. Make it about yourself once in a while. So whether it's about your mom or other people in your life, she goes, don't try to please everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Good advice, Mom. So let us know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, we'd like to see the validations on those too. She sends me Tom Petty songs, I think.
Okay.
She said.
Tell me about the shoes.
Yeah.
And the humor, yeah.
Let's see.
She liked Tom Petty. She was a cool mom.
And yes, some of it does hit.
Does hit, okay.
But she's not sharing specifics. So
that's okay.
That's okay. All right. We are moving to the next one.
Okay.
So we have, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking, I remember the first time Dana said, okay, let's do this. I was pretty nervous. I thought, I don't hear anybody. I'm not seeing anybody. There's no interaction. And it was really a part of my trust. And I did have a couple times a shot of vodka to get me through it, or tequila. I don't remember what it was, just to breathe through it. And it's very fascinating to me because I don't care where you are in the world. People are very judgmental of, am I reading their faces? Am I, reading their body language? And this just proves without a doubt that there is nothing other than this is random, and I'm connecting and plugging in, and we're doing the best we can to give messages from your loved ones.
Yes. Okay. So Angela should be connecting here in a second.
Technology. I'm quicker than
her son was who she lost.
Okay.
Devin.
Okay.
And he was 20, in his 20s. I guess we'll have to ask his exact age.
Okay. It's okay.
But that's who she's connecting with.
Okay.
And in the meantime, let's go ahead. We have Carrie Wolfe, who would like to connect with her sister, Miranda.
She's not here in Colorado, correct?
I'm not sure.
Okay. And it's Carrie again?
Yep.
Lots of Carries today. Okay. Oh my goodness. Carrie, I feel just heavy hearted. And when we have a loss of a loved one, on all aspects, there's a really heavy heart feeling. For some reason, I feel the sense I'm getting is either confusion, or there's not a foundation of belief system, or someone feels like there's some responsibility. I just kind of get all this confusion going on. So my first instincts is that this may be an unexpected passing, or passed too young, something like that. That's what she's not giving me how she felt. But I also feel like there's just a lot of confusion regarding her actual passing. So if you have an exact question, I'll see if I can answer that. She also feels, I'm getting this sense of peace, and I always believe that they are. So that would share with me that maybe there was just a lot going on before she passed, and that she is feeling the peace. I am getting now that my body is hurting, my entire being is hurting, but she keeps talking about her great smile, and that she just had the smile that lit up the room. So there's this feeling of wanting to be around her, but I'm just getting all these different sort of layers to this story. And I think this is sort of a short way of saying that she is around. I'm seeing a larger dog with her. I don't think it's a small horse, but I think it's a bigger dog. And again, this can be from childhood, from one of your family members. It doesn't have to be actually Miranda's. I just keep getting, if you want to text in kind of what happened a little bit more, I can probably tune in more, because I just feel like all this confusion is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So if this was an accident and they're confused or something like that, which tells me that Miranda may have not been prepared or didn't know what was going on or wasn't expecting for herself to cross over at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Is she saying anything?
Not yet, but on the last one, the Denise Hill, she said, I'm glad to hear she's okay. My daughter was in a head-on crash caused by an impaired driver. She's the only one that passed or even was severely injured.
Okay.
All her grandparents are with her, so could be either grandparent. She's probably talking to her cousin and her brothers, letting them know she's okay. Not sure about the crown. She was a vet tech and loved animals.
I will put a crown on her for that.
We have her kitty, and I believe she has Amanda.
Yeah. Okay.
So
she is there. The crown,
being that's a new symbol.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get more, but it's very, very visible, like the sun. So maybe, and I've heard people later on go, oh yes, I remember da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there's a great photograph of her wearing a crown for a party or something that she had on.
Yeah. And Carrie said she passed from breast cancer, and I work on oncology research. I carry a lot of guilt that I couldn't help her. My black lab, Finley, passed last month, and she was my sister's favorite dog.
Okay, so that's what the dog. Yeah, I was getting here in just a lot. So the confusion, Carrie, may be around you, not around Miranda. So if you were prepared enough or you thought you should have done more, it's going to be, and I will tell people this, if you want to connect with your own personal loved one, if you carry any guilt or shame, your vibration lowers, and that's why it's harder to connect. So they don't carry that. So if you're carrying that guilt, she's telling you to let it go. Because I kept getting this confusion, like, the story, let go of the story. And it's interesting because the platypus talked about stop telling the story and just look at the blessings. And that's what your sister's doing. It's like, just look at the positive side to everything. And she's okay. I also feel like, when you look at breast cancer, it's pretty much a more curable cancer than others for over the years. But I just really feel like it hit Miranda hard. So I'm so sorry.
We have Angela on. She's ready to join. So I think what we'll do is bring her on. Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right. Here she is. You're on with Deb.
Hi, Deb. How are you?
Good. Thanks for being patient getting on.
Oh, no problems.
Good. And your son is Devin.
Yes.
Okay. The first thing I'm getting is a really kind soul.
Yes.
And you said in his 20s, how old was he?
He was 29.
29. Okay. I just really feel like this guy would look out for you. He would back you up. He would, you could ask him to do things and he would be there. I also feel like, was Devin sort of looking for his own personal path?
Yeah, I think he was confused about what he was wanting to do, or I think he thought he was on a path, but it wasn't going as planned.
Yeah, I just and when you're that age, you're still trying to figure out who you are. So this is not like, oh my goodness, this is surprising. But I feel like Devin was, doing that little bit of soul searching and a little bit of like, where do I need to land? What's the next place for me to be? Was his death unexpected for you?
Yes.
Okay. My head hurts with him too. Does that resonate?
No.
Was there a lot of confusion or depression?
Yes.
Okay. So he's showing me that this might have been a mental part to him too, like a mental breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Was he responsible for his passing?
Yes, he was.
Okay. So the mind for me is getting that he was confused. It was overwhelming, but he's also given me two energies. So one of them is he's telling you he's okay. Mom, I'm okay. Everything's okay. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
And so even though you go, Devin, I'm kind of worried about you. What's going on? He goes, Mom, I'm okay. I keep getting this. I'm okay. But so his passing to me feels like, where did this come from? And even though that you were worried, he never gave those indications that there was something more serious. Does that make sense? Okay. He's also saying he knows that there would have been other choices. It's not how he felt at the time. When you have a mental illness, and I just did a podcast on this actual topic because it is Mental Health Month, that the feeling I get from Devin is that he was not feeling confident. And this could be around a relationship or something else that was going on, that he was feeling not good enough. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. He is okay. Is your grandmother or your mother passed?
Yes, both.
Okay, because he's there with them. And he's also telling me, is there a German Shepherd or a bigger dog like that?
There is. He's a Shepherd Lab mix.
Okay, so he's there with your son Devin to let you know that all that validations are coming through. He said he also had a good service, but I feel like there's judgment or pointing fingers regarding his passing. And he just says, I'm taking accountability, even though I know without a doubt I could have come to you, Mom. He says, because we get that question, why didn't they let me know? Why didn't they tell me? I would have helped him? And he says, I know, Mom. I hit a place that I didn't think I could get out of. And have you read my book, Angela?
I haven't.
I'm going to recommend it. It's called Grieving to Believing. It's a great book to help you through this. And I'm so sorry. Does he have a friend with him that's passed too, or a cousin?
I think I've heard this before, but I mean, I'm not sure.
Okay, so that might mean if you
do we know? If you could elaborate on the friend, I might be able to figure it out. But
it feels male. He feels a little bit darker skin, so not real white. So I feel like maybe Hispanic or
he's Hispanic.
Oh, is your son Hispanic?
No, but he is a little darker skinned.
Okay,
my
so
son is.
I feel like he has someone around him that has a little, like, I'm very Caucasian. So someone that was a little bit darker skin, probably who he went to school with or someone he worked with. I'm also smelling grease. Did he work on cars, or what's the connection to cars?
My son didn't work on cars. No, he worked for FedEx freight.
Oh, okay.
So maybe the smell of that, maybe.
Yeah. So if he was working for FedEx, and there's a lot of, because I'm feeling cars or machinery like that. So that would be a gas smell that I would have, or an odor like that. So that again, that's his job. And again, it could be someone that he worked with, things like that. But he is okay. Do you have a question for him? Would he be 32 now?
He will be 33 this month, at the end of the month.
Okay, so he's 32 right now.
Yes.
This validates 100% that this is him.
Well, is that what he said?
And I think you have connected with him, but I feel like, again, like the other mother,
does he have any messages for his kids?
Again, that's too long, but just let him know it's okay.
Okay.
Okay, because that would be a full
thing. Okay.
Yeah, you guys can always book a session with Deb. She's out of ways, but just so everybody knows.
Is he proud of the way I'm raising his children?
He's laughing. He goes, better than me. Okay. Yes.
Thank you for coming on, Angela.
Thank you.
Okay. Take care, sweetie.
Take care.
Hurts my heart. So anyone here that has lost a child or niece or nephew, there is an organization called Helping Parents Heal. We have a couple chapters here in Denver, and they allow mediums to come in. Actually, I've been very vetted and tested with this organization, and
you're a certified medium.
Yeah, to work with them. So what's great about them is they do bring in mediums to help with that healing process too. Anything else we want to share? Okay, well, I want to thank everybody for joining us on Facebook Live and Instagram and all those things. Remember to follow us on Spirited Straight Talk, because we just did a podcast on animals, and another one that's coming up is regarding mental health. So those are two things. So as I always say, even though they're on the other side, they're always by your side. Namaste. Thank you.